And away we go. It is the BCJ Podcast, brought to you by the Holy Grail, live from the Cincy Light studios right here on BearcatJournal.com. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, Holy Grail. We will be there, the first BCJ watch party of the season. You should be there too. It's going to be a great time. We will have giveaways from Cincy Light at the end of every quarter throughout the game. So come get some swag, drink specials on Cincy Light all night, great food, as you know, and of course, 50 cents from every Cincy Light purchased will go back to the university to support the athletes that entertain you at the games. Support those that support us. Come see us, join us tomorrow night at the Grail and watch the Bearcats kick off the 2025 season with BearcatJournal.com. All right, let's get this show on the road, Dave. It is time. It is finally here. How about that?
Let's go.
We have made it through another off season. I like that everybody's back. All the everybody that follows the Bearcats is back. They've joined us after we worked through an entire off season of bringing you content. Now everybody's back online. We're back ready to go. Numbers are up. The season is here. Boy, it is. We'll get into it, but it feels different in that the tone is set on this season very early. Like we will know how the fan base feels. It feels like by 1 o'clock Friday morning.
I mean, okay. I don't look at it that way, but
I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying I do. I'm saying the fan base is going to feel one of two ways at 1 o'clock Friday morning. It's either going to be, okay, they've got my interest, or this all needs blown up. I'm out. Everything sucks. Like it just feels like it's not.
I don't know. I guess I don't see that much because I really don't pay much attention to that type of thing. So, it's they're gonna feel how.
But it's going to be there, whether you.
That's fine, but I'm just saying it won't be there for me because I don't read it. I don't absorb it. So, like, if it's there, it's outside of my realm.
I'm talking about you and me. I'm talking about the tone of the fan base.
Well, I don't think a lot of
terms of the season.
I'll keep my thoughts on that to myself.
Okay, we're not even one game into the season, and you're being difficult already.
What do you want me to say? I think it's stupid to take a drastic tone one way or the other based off of the first game of the year. I think it's dumb.
Of course it is, but we're in a reactionary society, and
you're asking me what, like that's the way it's going to be. Okay, I think it's stupid.
We're also at a point with this program where I think people like. I don't think everybody's out on Scott Satterfield, but I think everybody is, and you've been there. You've talked about it all off season. Show me. I think a lot of people are at the show me point, and if they go out and they lose, even if they look good, if they go out and they lose, I think people are going to react.
Oh, you mean like how everybody reacted after they beat a Pitt team that ended up being 3-9?
Yes.
So maybe people should learn from their past mistakes in that realizing a very early season win does not necessarily portend good or bad for the rest of the 11 freaking games.
It is interesting in that, like, if they're going to get, we talked about the math on this. We did the preview show last week. If you're going to get to a pretty good number, again, the math doesn't look great if you don't win tomorrow night. And like, you're looking at maybe 7-5 as a ceiling with a loss tomorrow night.
I just think it's odd that, like, we're talking about this, but then when we gave our season predictions and it got posted on Twitter and on the board, I was accused of not being optimistic enough.
Right.
And,
Dave, you're not enough of a homer for us.
Pessimistic was
but if
the
we
word.
lose, I'm out.
right. I mean, like, to me, it's not optimism or pessimism. It's baked in reality and what I've seen and 6 years of Scott Satterfield data and having questions at two very important position groups that we had questions going to last year that were never really answered, and now we have the same questions going into this year. And like, I would love to be wrong. Like, I don't make you don't pay me any extra money if I got every game right of what games they would win or lose. It really doesn't matter to me. So
yeah, I mean that I definitely do not give you a bonus based on the accuracy of your predictions.
Oh, so I don't really. It's not an optimism pessimism thing. It's just a, because then if I came on here and was like, this team is loaded, 9 wins minimum, and then they don't win 9 wins, like, the next time we talk about something, I'm sure at least one person would be like, why should I listen to Dave? I mean, he was totally off. I mean, I guess the same thing could be true if they end up having a great year. They could say that I was totally off, but I mean, I gotta see some stuff.
Yeah.
And it starts tomorrow night, but that doesn't, I mean, just, using this one thing as an example, we've talked all offseason about the receivers. And we think the receivers are better. And you and I have said a bunch of different times, better, is it C minus to C plus better? Or is it C minus to B plus better?
Right.
Well, they're going up against, I don't know if I want to say the best secondary they'll face all year, but I would say comfortably like one of the maybe 3 best secondaries without getting into any of the other teams. And obviously injuries can happen down the line. If they have a really good game throwing the ball against the Nebraska secondary, I will feel that should tell us a little bit of a story going forward, because I think the Nebraska secondary is pretty good. If they don't have a good game passing the ball against that secondary, it doesn't tell me that they can't have a good rest of the season, because I don't think they're going to play any secondaries that are as good as this one.
Yeah.
So it's to me with the portal and just so many unanswered questions for both teams really in this situation. Like, I feel like this is kind of the difference between me and you and some of the other stuff that I've seen, and you've probably seen even more from the Nebraska side, is like, we have a lot of questions and we want to see how it unfolds. It feels like they also have a lot of roster questions, but it's a lot of assuming that everybody's just going to be good. And
right,
especially on the defense and with their defensive line, which we'll get into, like, that's a big assumption for me going into game one.
Yeah, there's a lot about this team that we're going to find out. And we start finding out. The problem is, in this era, a lot of people will see it as we are gonna start and finish finding out everything we need to know about this team tomorrow night, which obviously is not the case. But there's a lot I don't know. There's a lot I think. But there's a lot also that I'm like, that could completely go upside down, and I would be like, that's not a shock.
Right.
That's that doesn't completely surprise me. I think this secondary has a chance to be solid. I don't think they're, going to be winning awards for best secondary in the country. But I like the parts that they brought in. I like the alignment of what they have and how they plan on using it. But if you told me 6 weeks from now that we're still having secondary problems, I would go, okay. They got 2 5'9" corners. They got a bunch of guys at safety that are new to this system. Like, that part concerns me, especially we're in year 2 of Tyson Bite, but in that secondary, Peak and Sanks are really the only guys that are in the same spot doing the same thing that they were a year ago. I guess Trey Gallagher, you could couple in with that, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 other. There's 7 other guys that are going to get serious snaps that haven't been in this system. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun litmus test. I'm excited for it. I think we'll get into it as we get into Nebraska here in a minute, but everything points to me to this being a really good game.
Hope so, yeah.
I don't see a huge talent disparity. I know, if you read the Nebraska board, there are some that think that, there are starters for Cincinnati that wouldn't crack Nebraska's third team. And I get a chuckle out of that because you guys were 6-6 last year in the regular season and barely made a bowl game. Like, your roster is not that far advanced.
No.
When it comes to where this game is concerned. But from a Cincinnati standpoint, before we get into Nebraska, I think it's a really good test. I like it. I don't know that I love it as game one. I'd almost always, until the NCAA gets their head out of their rear end and at least lets you practice with somebody else to kind of see where you're at. I'd like to have a game, be it a MAC game, be it an FCS game, whatever, to get ready for a game like this. But it is what it is. It's scheduled. So you got to go out there and show what you got.
Yeah. It should be. I mean, there's just, we've talked about the stuff on our end, but I think there's, like, in doing my research, like, there's a lot of, I'm a little confused, especially from a defensive standpoint. Like, I'm just trying to piece together outside of the secondary, which I think is quite good for Nebraska. I'm a little bit at a loss for why so many seem to be so bullish on their defense, like top 20 level bullish.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel like in the front 7, there's just, I'll get into it when we get to their defense. There's just an insane amount of questions.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's do that.
Opponent preview, Nebraska, brought to you by Home Field Apparel. Home Field has released their standard and platinum can't miss kickoff boxes. Cincinnati is involved. You can get the Cincinnati can't miss kickoff box at homefieldapparel.com. It's got a heavyweight hoodie. It's got a really two nice t-shirts, a nice crew neck. Home Field has the best quality in the market. I love it. I wear their stuff all the time. Had a Home Field hoodie on this morning because it is 52 degrees when we take Kelsey to school or get Kelsey to school in the morning. There you see the football platinum box, the hoodie right there. There's the crew neck, couple t-shirts, pair of socks, Home Field football. It is really good stuff. So get that. That'll get you covered. Blackout, ring of red, white out, stripe the stands, you name it. Home Field will have you ready to go for the season. So go to homefieldapparel.com, load up Cincinnati, and get your platinum football box to get you ready for when the season opens here at Nippert Stadium. 10 days from now? Let's get into Nebraska, Dave. I guess we will start on offense. We will start with Dylan Raiola, who I'm not sure what to think, because there were things last year that looked good from him. He also finished with 13 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. And their offense was, as Satterfield pointed out, and I didn't realize it until he said it, how tight end based their offense was last year.
Well, it's not going to be anymore.
Yeah, those tight ends are gone. They brought in 2 new receivers.
Also tight end base because they didn't have any receivers.
Yes. I guess you probably could have called Cincinnati's offense tight end base last year because Joe Royer was the best weapon and the receivers didn't do a whole lot. I don't know what kind of jump to expect from him in year 2. I know he was a true freshman last year. I know everybody loves Dana Holgerson as an offensive coordinator. He is probably a much better offensive coordinator than he was a head coach.
Probably fair to say.
But that's not, that's, that's not making a bold statement there. But what is your read on Raiola? I don't know what to, like, if he takes a jump, how much of a jump?
I think the thing that I think he's going to take a pretty substantial jump. And the one thing that points me in that direction is that he was a 67% passer as a true freshman. I mean, there's starting quarterbacks that make all league teams in Power 4 conferences, whether it's not first team, but like second and third team that are like 55, 57, 60% passers.
Yeah.
To be a 67%.
I don't think there's many 50s left around anymore. But
no, but you know what I mean? Like that's a really nice percentage for a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had one real, I'm trying to say this without being disrespectful, but like Corey Barney, returning receiver, had 55 for 447. Like that was his like best receiver, I think, last year. He's got 2 good, like Dane Key, the Kentucky transfer, is a very good player. Like he put up good numbers at Kentucky with marginal quarterback play in a bad offense.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hunter, Cal transfer, is a redshirt freshman last year, like 40 for 578, 4 touchdowns. Had a good quarterback in Francisco Mendoza, who transferred to Indiana. Like they have 3 legit dudes. I mean, this is going to be a true test for this revamped secondary. These are 3 legit receivers. And he's got a pretty veteran, experienced for as young as their team is, which is 72% of their roster are underclassmen, and 50% of their 2 deep are underclassmen. The offensive line is experienced. They brought in a transfer from Notre Dame to play guard. I think the questions on the offensive line are at the tackle spots. I don't even know if either tackle spot is truly nailed down by anybody. We could see a lot of, I know Dana, I was listening to him, talked about several ors, and one of the reporters was like, does that, he said something like, does that mean we could see multiple players? Like, yeah, that's what or means. So we'll see. I know they brought in Elijah Pritchett from Alabama. Huge guy, but I don't know if he's nailed down.
Sounds like he stinks.
I don't know. I mean, he seemed like he was 3rd on their depth chart of the ors.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Raiola can have, I mean, from all accounts, kind of, I know fans of rivals or opponents like to, make fun of the Patrick Mahomes-isms and everything, but it seems like he, got in some better shape. I think Dana will be a better offensive coordinator for him. In listening to Dana, basically, like I tried to look up when Dana took over their play calling to see if I could surmise anything from that. Dana basically said, he could just be blowing smoke, but he basically said, like, he just ran the offense that was there. So
yeah, he just dumbed it down a little bit.
I think this will be a different offense. Like I would imagine we're going to see more of like what he did at Houston than what they did at Nebraska last year, even when he was the offensive coordinator, or calling the plays, I should say. The last 3 games, I don't count the bowl game. I don't take anything from bowl games anymore. So it was really 3 games. They went 1-2 in those 3 games when he was the OC. Raiola didn't break 200 yards passing in 2 of those 3 games. But I think their offense will be totally different than what they showed last year, even with him as the OC. I think he's going to be pretty good. So the interception number, that is something that I hope that UC can disguise, can give him some interesting looks with the 3 safeties and maybe some different pressure looks with twists and stunts and games up front. But I'm expecting him to have I won't go as far as to say like he's going to have like a great game or something because I just don't know. But I'd be pretty surprised if he had some 15 for 27, $185, 1 touchdown, 1 interception game. Like that would surprise me. That would mean that the defense was really on it. I'm expecting more from him this year and probably a nice jump into year 2.
The interesting thing about him, that what I'm interested to see, he did not get out of the pocket last year. No. And he only had 23 rushes on the season. He was credited for 50, 27 of them were sacks. So right. More than 2 sacks a game. And he did not look to run at all. Like, I can't imagine of those 23 rushes that any of them were like a designed, we're gonna get him making plays with his feet. So
no, I think he is a pocket passing quarterback.
So he's gonna be back there. This is what we're talking about on pressure. Even if you don't sack him, you cannot let him stand back there and be comfortable. No, because that's what he wants to do. Some guys want to get out and move. Some guys want to get out of the pocket.
He's an accurate passer. So, if you can't get pressure on him, like we've talked about, the secondary can be really strong. But if he has time to wait for somebody to get open, he's going to deliver catchable balls.
The thing I'm interested to see with Holgorsen and this, he typically, those Houston offenses wanted to get it out pretty quick.
Well, yeah, Tank Dell. That helps.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, even before Tank Dell, they wanted to get it out quick. They wanted to get it to their athletes in space. That's Dane Key's game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that. So you're probably not going to stack him a whole lot, I don't think, in this offense. But he can't be a statue. You've got to throw that timing off, because it sounds like, in listening to Dana talk and listening to Matt Rule talk, Raiola talk, they want to be timing. Mm-hmm. They want to, and then they'll try to hit you over the top as they, lull you into trying to disrupt that timing. Then right. They want to push it downfield. They're not a team that's, that's going to drop back, snap it, and try to, throw it over your head a bunch. So, 1, getting him off his spot a little bit, getting him a little sped up is important. 2, maybe the most important thing, Dave, for me is tackling. That's what we haven't talked about that really at all, because how can you? You don't get to see it. They don't do it a whole lot. But teams that want to operate like it sounds like Nebraska wants to operate, you can cause them fits just by being sound tacklers. They're going to make short throws. Make it a 3-yard gain instead of a 7-yard gain. And you can throw their timing off that way some.
Yeah, tackling was real bad across the board last week in a lot of these week 0 games. So,
because nobody's tackled yet.
Right. So we will we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think that's where it does help that, even though they might be some newer pieces to UC, you do have experienced guys on all 3 levels. So, there's not a bunch of redshirt freshmen / sophomores who have really not played that are now being asked to go out there and play 50 snaps, 60 snaps.
Right.
So,
yeah. Where do you want to go from here? You want to go O-line from here?
I mean, we kind of already touched on it. I mean, you have the 3 vets inside, and then the tackles that I think is still up in the air. They're going to be a big physical group. UC is going to have, I mean, obviously Dante, I mean, they're with Dana. I mean, he said it in his press conference that Dante retired his center at Houston. And somebody asked him, "What do you mean by that?" And he goes, "Well, he forced a 3 and out on the first drive by himself. I'll just leave it at that."
I remember that.
They're going to be very aware of Dante. I'm interested to see. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch already, but like the Micah Coleman, CJ McCray dynamic. Because I think Jalen Hunt is your strong side defensive end. He's if he gets you some stuff in pressure, that's great. He's your set the edge, take on a double team, be strong against the run style defensive end. If they've got some tackles that, I mean, coach speak to me is fluent. Abundant this time of year. Like,
sure,
if you're going into week 1 and you have oars, like true oars at offensive line, I don't think it's because you're like so damn excited about all these guys that we just can't decide who's going to start.
We've got 6 great tackles in our program.
Like, if one of them was really, really that good and head and shoulders above the others, there wouldn't be oars.
Agreed.
So, you've talked, you mentioned that you thought CJ McCray was like the defensive MVP of camp. Well, if that's the case, let's get him out there against these tackles that they're not sure who to play. And
I mean, did you watch?
Let's heat up the damn quarterback.
Did you watch Satterfield Tuesday? Did you get a chance to watch the presser?
I did, but I wasn't like dialed into every word. I'll just leave it at that.
He kind of indicated that it's going to be like situational on the edge, which makes me wonder if Micah Coleman is going to be the guy like on first and second down.
Yeah.
And then in passing situations, you're going to see McCray and see them kind of turn him loose. I wonder if that's going to be, or Marquez Parker, where maybe that's why we weren't seeing much out of Coleman, is because they're asking him. And let's be honest, I don't hate this idea because they weren't good against the run.
No.
Last year. So if you're bringing like your first and second down guy is not a get up the field guy, it's a hold the point of attack guy and let the linebackers go make plays. I don't hate that. But you've got to have that bullet in your pocket that you've got somebody to come in on third down and get after the quarterback. I'm wondering if that's what we're going to see at least early in this game.
Yeah. Could be. But, they're going to be, they're Big Ten. They're big dudes. They're going to have plenty of size, plenty of power. I'm sure they're going to want to try to flex some muscle early in the game, and it'll be upon our group and to combat that. So, we kind of talked about the tight ends. I mentioned in the tight ends for them just in the sense of the ones they have back combined for 7 catches last year. I think their second team guy is a converted quarterback. So how good is he at blocking would be a huge question. I would want to find out when he goes in the game. Like I'm testing him right away from that standpoint. So, and I'm like Dana always had like some pretty good wide receivers. He did have a pretty good tight end for a little bit at Houston, but like I don't remember them being very tight end centric. He also had some bad quarterback play outside of Clayton Tune.
7 years, 14-year veteran Clayton Tune.
Yeah, but I think the wide receivers to me are the offensive line if you were like breaking down like the pieces of the Nebraska offense that would concern me the most, it would be the wide receivers and the offensive line. I think those are two solid groups, two groups that will be a legit test for UC. Running back Emmett Johnson returns 117 carries, just about 600 yards, 5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. He also, the thing that I thought was interesting, in the 4 games that Dana was the play caller, he did have 23 catches. So we'll need to keep an eye on who gets matched up with him, if he's in on third downs, if he, runs any angle routes out of the backfield, if they try to set up screens to him. Because, that might have had something to do with the wide receiver situation. I'm not going to pretend to know. But 23 catches in 4 games for running back is a pretty substantial number that tells me that, one, that he's a good receiver. Why would you throw it to him that many times if he wasn't? So I can't imagine that element of his game is not going to factor in at some point tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, they did always. I do remember Houston did like to, and it's part of that quick game, right? Like, get it out. We're not spending a lot of time trying to push the ball down the field, especially early. We want to establish that we're gonna make you react quick, make you react to what we're trying to do, make you make plays in space, and then when we suck you up, then we're gonna try to be aggressive, like I said. So. Yeah. Some of that is finding backs, and I wonder though, I haven't seen really much of anything in reading their stuff that they have a tight end that they expect to be a guy.
I don't think that's like a focal point. I mean, maybe a safety valve.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2-3 targets a game, depending on down and distance and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's certainly down my list of keys to stopping the Nebraska offense is not real. I mean, if you get beat by the tight end, then I think you got some bigger problems, because that is not what they're not going into the game going, we got to establish the tight end if we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
The backups for the running backs and receivers also, I mean, the main backup running backs are a redshirt freshman and a true freshman. And then the 4 main backups for the receivers are either redshirt freshmen or true freshmen.
Not a lot of depth.
I mean, and that's the thing is, I'm sure they love them all, but it's kind of like how you and I talk about basketball transfers when a guy comes up from the A-Sun or something. It's you might love him, but 9 o'clock, 70,000 people against a right. Somewhat equal opponent. What are you really going to get from those type of guys?
Yeah, I mean, that is something to me that I do think is pretty important early in this game. If Cincinnati can get that crowd, because they're going to be loud. I heard them at a Nebraska show mention this, and I think they're right. You're not going to be at whatever Lincoln Stadium or what, I don't know what the hell
Stadium, yeah.
Lincoln Memorial Stadium. It's going to be kind of a raucous crowd, I would think, of people that aren't normally close to the field.
Right.
So you're not going to have the blue, the red sweater crowd, I guess, would work for them as well.
Right.
You're going to have some people that are going to get in the tailgate lot early, and they're going to be ready to get after it at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you allow Nebraska some momentum early, that place is going to be buzzing. If you come out and punch them in the face a little bit, let's be honest.
Oh, they're going to be quick to turn, just like we talk about our fans.
Yeah. Yeah, because look, they are optimistic about this year. And it's funny because I heard Mo had somebody from Nebraska on.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty level-headed. And he said, look, a lot of it was they won the bowl game. So they got to 7-6. If they lose the bowl game last year, finish 6-7, have their 10th consecutive losing season, the conversation around this Nebraska program going into this game is a whole lot different. You're telling me like the outlook on Nebraska is really all that different because they beat BC
right
in a bowl game?
I also think the outlook for them is tied in more to like what
Matt Rule year 3, baby.
Well,
it's all Matt Rule year 3.
Matt Rule year 3, advancement from Dylan Raiola, and what projects to be a pretty easy Big Ten schedule.
Yeah.
Now that could fall apart. We know how schedules work and everything, but like that's all you have when you're projecting teams in July and early August. Like that's all you have to go on. So I don't discredit anybody that thinks they're gonna have like a better year than they had last year. Like there are very easy markers that tell me that is totally possible. But there's also
their Big Ten schedule: Michigan at home, Michigan State at home, at Maryland, at Minnesota, Northwestern and USC at home, at UCLA, at Penn State, Iowa at home. Only 2 ranked opponents as it stands going into the Big Ten. I mean, you get Michigan, you get USC, you get Penn State, but that's about it.
I mean, outside of Penn State, I think they can win all those games. Like, will they? Probably not. But like, there's no Ohio State, there's no Oregon. You know, who knows what Michigan is with a true freshman quarterback? Who knows what USC is by the time they play them towards the end of the year? Like, so like I understand it, but offensively, I think they can be good. Like, I'm way more concerned about our defense stopping them than I'm concerned about our offense scoring enough points to win.
Let's get to their defense. But first, that offensive preview brought to you by Turtles Brew. 6% ABV, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, gluten-free. It's a bourbon-infused sweet tea. They have 5 different flavors. They have lemonade tea, strawberry mint, cherry lime, raspberry peach, orange vanilla. There's 50 locations in over 50 locations in Greater Cincinnati, more than 100 in the state of Ohio. Visit turtlesbrew.com for more information and the location nearest you. That takes us to the defense, Dave. That takes us to their defensive line. We were talking a little bit about this yesterday. I'll let you lead off with it.
So right off the jump, Ty Robinson, 3rd team All Big Ten, drafted in the 4th round by the Eagles, 7 sacks last year. Like, major player. Happy to see him go. He would have been a handful for whoever he lined up against. Nash Huntmacher, gone, 2 sacks. Jamari Butler, left for LSU, 2 sacks. Depth pieces transferred to Ole Miss, Oregon State, Florida State, Sacramento State, and UConn. They bring back virtually 0 starts. They did, Cam Leinart is someone that we'll need to watch. He'll be a starter. 16 tackles, half a sack last year. Everything I read and see, they talk about how much they like Keanu Davis, but they didn't name him a starter, and he's battling an ETSU transfer for a defensive tackle starting position. The big name that they brought in is former 5-star and I believe number 1 player in the country, Williams Nwaneri, defensive end from Missouri. Dude is like the prototype. 6'6", 6'7", 260, whatever. He had 2 tackles and a sack last year. So these are my favorite dudes. You and I talk about this all the time. When the guy transfers and you lead with former 5-star in the 2023 class. Okay, great. You've been in college 2 years and you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
So are you a real player? I'm not going to assume you are. You can flash and practice all you want. I can't assume that he's going to be a dude yet. He might be. He might come out and have 3 sacks, and the whole nation's going to be like, holy shit, dude found it. He's found what we all saw 2 years
Year 3.
ago.
It happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I can't do that right now. So if you're telling me, oh, and also They had 30 sacks last year. I stopped counting at 25 not on the roster. So anybody returning has accounted for half a sack or one sack at the most. Where did the DN transfer from? Are you talking about the guy I just mentioned from Missouri? The 5-star guy, Williams.
I mean, Missouri's been pretty good, but it's not exactly like they're
not pumping out first-round defensive linemen.
Right.
They got good players. I mean, they have real good players. But so you're telling me that your 3 best defensive linemen are gone and you lost a ton of depth behind them. You return essentially no starters or anybody with real starting experience on the defensive line. If I'm UC and I listen to you guys Monday night, I'm always a take the ball guy. I'm taking the ball first and I'm running it every fucking play. And I'm just going, I need to see this. I need to see that with Gavin Gerhardt and my guards and my tackle, I need to see this defensive line that has virtually no experience in a game like this outside of 2 guys. I need to see them stop my running game and Tyree Walker and Evan Pryor. And if they do, then okay, we'll change a little bit of what we're doing, but like prove it. Everybody seems to be talking that it's an exciting and that they're being disrespected and that they're going to have the most, okay, like they might feel that way, but I've got, some pretty good offensive linemen and a couple pretty good running backs. I want to go find out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of Bama Cincinnati from the playoff, right? Nick Saban went into that game and said, look, they got a really good secondary. Not messing with them. We think we can bully them up front. We're going to do it. Not that Cincinnati is Alabama.
No, and we're not saying that
front.
at all. But it's a total unknown.
Yeah.
I need to, I'm not waiting to find out the answer, is what I'm saying. If I'm Scott Satterfield, I want to find out the answer as soon as possible. These guys stink, and we can just keep running it, or these guys are actually pretty good, and now we have to get into more of our game plan.
Yeah. And apparently, if you go off of what was reported from their scrimmage, they got gashed. They got ran all over.
A redshirt freshman and a true freshman ran all over them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where their defensive line is. People are excited about it. They seem to be excited about it in Huskerland. GBR, the black shirts.
And I get it. They have a bunch of prototype dudes. Like I said, I would want Williams and Awari on my team 100 days out of 100. Because Jack Griffin probably loves this dude. He's all traits right now. And it's up to the coaches to turn him into a productive player. But he's not a productive player right now.
Yeah, hasn't been.
And I need to see dudes that were, and not all these guys that transferred out were main players before, but it's the idea of that it's a depth thing. I need to see that a guy who maybe played 15 snaps last year, 20 snaps last year, can now play 50 snaps against my offensive line. I got to see it. And I want to see it right from the jump.
Yeah.
Because if you wait around, if you come out and you want to pass the ball because you got all these new wide receivers and you wait around and that doesn't work and you're down 10-0 or 14-0 into the second quarter, well, you've wasted the opportunity to get that answer.
What do they got at linebacker?
So they brought in a really good transfer, Marquise Watson-Trent. He was Sunbelt Defensive Player of the Year at Georgia Southern. They also have a 7th-year player with 3 career starts. Tell me how that works. Deshaun McCullough, Indiana and Oklahoma transfer.
Familiar name. Former Bearcat commit.
Another one of the. You get him and Awari off the bus first. Those are your dudes. Not as much as Awari, but 57 career tackles in 3 seasons. Still kind of waiting.
Or not a former Bearcat commit. That's his brother.
Right.
A Bearcat commit. That's my bad. That's on me. Stand up. That's on me.
Vincent Shavers, sophomore, limited production last year, but I think there's like some legitimate, and I think that was more because he was behind some good players.
Yeah.
For their defense last year. So I think they have, a good mix of athleticism. Shavers and Watson Trent, I feel like are maybe a touch. They're like in the 5'10", 5'11", 220 to 230 range. So, I'm kind of going back to what I was saying earlier. Like, give me Royer, give me Patrick Gerd, like give me 12 personnel. Let's see it. Like, you guys talk, you do the whole black shirts thing. All right, let's see. Like, give me the beef tight ends, give me the line, give me Tyree Walker, Sorsby running the ball. They were terrible. Oh, here's another one. They were absolutely terrible last year stopping running quarterbacks, and none of them could hold a candle to what Sorsby can do running. Like, Ethan Garbers from UCLA ran all over them last year. So I would be testing that as well. Not that I want to see Sorsby running a lot this year. Like, that's my hope, is that with the receivers and everything that's not the case. But, like, can't take that element out of his game. I want to see less scramble runs and, still have some of the designed runs, but less of the runs when – hopefully the receivers are more open and he doesn't have to do that as much. But I think the linebacker group is okay, but I still think there's some questions about that. Like, you got this Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year transfers in. Okay, how does that guy handle this type of a game? He made a bunch of tackles against App State and teams like that. Most didn't have linemen and running backs like UC has.
Right.
So let's just test them. Let's see. The strength is certainly the defensive backfield. Like, they bring back them. I mean, almost anybody with any starts of record is in the secondary.
How about Deshaun Singleton, who stated today that Nebraska tomorrow night is finna make people in the wheelchairs stand up?
Well, that would be impressive. He's probably their best player on defense. He's their leading returning tackler.
So he's allowed to talk some smack.
Yeah, he had 71 tackles last year, leading returning tackler.
Safety?
Yeah. Well, whatever the hell that is. I don't, safety
linebacker hybrid.
Yeah. And then Malcolm Hartzog Jr., he's their nickel. He had 4 interceptions last year. Probably, as most nickels are, he's going to be undersized. How does UC want to match up there? And then Sair Wright, 2 interceptions, and then Donovan Jones is a redshirt freshman, bigger dude, like 6 foot, 200. Those are their 3 or 2 main corners, and then outside corner Andrew Marshall transferred in from Idaho. So I don't know if maybe or Marion Arnold can give him some scouting on him. Yeah. He seems to have locked in on the other starting outside spot with Sair Wright, and then Donovan Jones is like the third. They feel like they have 3 corners that are going to play, and then you have Hartzog in the nickel, and Singleton is that rover position. So, I think it's going to be. You got veteran dudes, you got some size, you have good ball skills. Like, that's going to be the matchup as far as, like, and part of the reason why I was like, I'm not going to totally freak out if in the first game the receivers aren't clicking on all cylinders. Like, I'm giving credit to Nebraska secondary, is that's probably going to be a major reason why if that doesn't go the way we want it to go. And,
Well, I'll add something to that, Dave. They are well aware of Cyrus Allen. That is not going to be a surprise for Matt Rule and the Cornhuskers.
Why is that?
because he lit them up when he was at Louisiana Tech.
Oh, okay.
He had like 100 plus yards. Like he had was that LSU? Am I thinking the wrong?
No, I think he said he was on the coach's show last night. I think he said he played against Nebraska.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he lit up Nebraska. Let's see, game logs.
But
go ahead.
Sorry.
Here it is. I got it.
We have to be fair.
6 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
17 yards a catch, 28 long. So Matt Rule is going to be aware of Cyrus Allen the minute he steps on the football field.
Yeah. I mean, we have to be fair in the sense of, like, if I'm going to sit here and say I have questions about their defensive line that has not started many games, does not have a lot of production, lost a lot of starters and depth, then I also have to be fair and just say, like, we can say that we think the wide receiver room is better, but you have guys going from Lindenwood to Nebraska, game against Nebraska, Colorado State, Nebraska, Western Carolina, I think UT Chattanooga. Like, these are big jump ups. So, we can like them, but they still got to go out there and show it, and they're going to have to show it against a unit that I think is I don't think it's debatable. Like, I think secondary is probably, especially on defense, but I mean, it's going to be up there with their receivers and their offensive line, I think, for, like, if you were picking out units that were the best. I mean, those three are headline grabbers.
Yeah. Crypt Keeper, when you get done with your lap, give me 5 up downs too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Special teams. What do we know about Nebraska on special teams? They have a new special teams coordinator.
Just as bad as UC's last year.
So this could be important here.
They brought in Mike Eckler from Tennessee. This is going to be both teams with revamped special teams. Both teams have new kickers to their teams. I would imagine that UC has the advantage in punt. It sounds like they want to be very aggressive in fielding punts. I believe the quote was, "We want to lead the nation in punt return attempts." So, does Max do they have, if they've heard that, if I've heard that, I would hope they've heard that. Is he working on, for this game, just, kick it high, get in that sweet spot, 43, 45 yards, no returns. Don't worry about distance. Let's just make sure that it's a clean punt.
Yeah.
And it's not returned. Is it, let's just boom it and test them with their, but it's going to be the same thing for UC. Like, they know that UC was not good in special teams last year.
Right.
So, what unit plays a clean game? I mean, that could be a major deciding factor. You got new kickers. Like I said, I don't know if their punters returning or not, but you have new schemes. You have new directives. You have totally new philosophies for both teams. Does someone break a kickoff? Does someone muff a punt? Like, these are huge things in game one when you have a lot of new variables on both teams in that segment of the game.
Looking to see. ESPN doesn't list punter statistics. Shockingly. Is it anywhere on here?
But no, I think overall, like, getting into this, it really is one of the harder games for me to try to predict. I think there are just so many variables, so many questions that will go a long way in determining who wins the game.
They have 2 freshman punters.
There you go.
True freshman punters. I guess the guy that won the job. So I was looking at Stephen, whatever. The guy that won the job is from Australia. The backup is also a freshman.
Well,
true freshman.
I feel like we have the better Australian. I'm just going to guess.
I'm going to agree, but I look, I don't doubt those guys because we have seen them come over here and instantly be really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's a Pro Kick Australia guy.
I mean, is there anywhere else that they are coming from?
I don't think so. So I'm just going to assume that that's the case.
Yeah. But a lot of big questions. I mean, it's very hard for me. Like, I feel the spread is pretty accurate. I can totally see why it's hovered around that touchdown number. It makes sense. But like, you know, if UC can run the ball and kind of control tempo and game flow, then I think they got a hell of a chance. If Nebraska's passing game is clicking and these two wide receiver transfers have nice games and the UC secondary just isn't quite there yet and the pass rush isn't there yet, then I can totally see them having a very successful day.
He's ambipedal, Dave. He can kick with either leg. I don't know that I've ever seen a punter do that before.
Apparently there's a very good high school quarterback. I saw some of his highlights the other day who can legit throw with both arms. Like, that would be hard to defend.
Yeah. Am I going this way? Am I going this way? Like, do I mix it up? It's like
he's just doing drills where he's like, boom, boom, like
one ball in each hand.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen a guy punt with. I'm gonna have to ask Max if he can. Is that like a Australian rules football deal?
I don't know.
Because I looking this guy up. He's an Australian rules football guy. That I guess Pro Kick. You know, he went to Pro Kick and ended up at Nebraska. He's also I guess he broke down in tears earlier this month, talking about being homesick and missing home.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Mm. 6.5's the line. What's the number? Do you know?
The over under?
Yeah.
I don't. 53? 53
and a half? 52 and a half. 52 and a half.
My guess.
52 and a half. You took Nebraska. I took Nebraska. I think I kind of bought into the hype before I really started like digging in and doing the legwork on them. I'm not as sold that this is just chalk right down a Nebraska win as I was before. I guess I'm committed to it. I'm going to take Nebraska, but I'm not as sold that these two teams are all that different.
I'm not either, but I still like if I'm looking at how this game, like, I see it an easier picture for Nebraska winning because I can go the offensive line is pretty good, the receivers should be pretty good, and the quarterback should be pretty good. And until we see it in games, I have questions of can we affect the quarterback and can we cover anybody and take the ball away is my bigger one. Like, not just cover him. Can you guys take the damn ball away?
Yeah. Against a quarterback that is
to
this point in his career.
To give it away last year.
Yeah.
But he's also really accurate. So, like, if he fixes the decision-making element of it, and I don't know how many of the who knows?
I have not broken down each of the 11 picks.
Right. Who knows how many of those were tipped balls or a receiver fell down? I mean, I don't care. But I can see, like, it's a clearer picture that if those things, like, I could see those things happening at a higher level because of the questions I still have about UC's defense versus,
but I guess,
yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, yes, I want to see him run the ball, but like if they do have to start throwing it, then that goes against what Nebraska's best part of their defense is.
I guess my question to you is, And here's the surprising thing. The matchup predictor has this on ESPN, not that it matters a whole lot. Matchup predictor has this 62% Nebraska, which would tell me the matchup predictor thinks it's a much bigger spread than 6.5. Like a one-score game, I don't think a one-score game favors anybody 67%.
67 or 62? That's a big difference.
Or 66.2. Sorry.
Okay.
67. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would you have, like, where would you be if you were a Nebraska guy, knowing the Nebraska team, knowing the holes there, like you know the holes here? I just wonder if your perspective would change any if you were coming from the other side, because what do they feel super confident about? They think the passing game is going to be better. Like, they don't know that.
Right.
They've got one, maybe two guys. I saw a second guy that's going to be a sophomore. It looked like he was fairly productive last year.
That receiver?
Yeah.
No,
Ja'Cory Barney.
Yeah, they got three legit dudes. Him, Dan Key, and the Cal transfer. Barney also had 10 carries and 3 touchdowns. So that's something that they'll need to watch out for is what level of in the running game is he used. But it's just hard for me to. I guess this is just how you and I are different than a lot of other air quote fan sites. Like, I need to see things happen before I assume they're going to go well.
Agreed.
And it feels like the very limited amount of things I've seen from the other side is that they have questions as well, but they're just assuming that they're going to go well.
Right.
And I can't do that. It's just
can't either.
It's not in my nature to just think that we've had 13 interceptions in the last 2 years, and yes, we've revamped basically the entire secondary, and we feel like it's better and we feel that it's good, but until I actually see them take the ball away, I can't assume that they're going to.
It's also not like we saw a bunch of interceptions in camp. We didn't.
No.
Now, typically, Sorsby's a guy, unless he just does something dumb. Like, he has not been a guy that puts the ball in danger in standard situations.
No. Most of his
he's put the ball in danger in, like, what the hell are you thinking, dude?
Or from
situation.
A brain short-circuiting situation.
So, I don't have any faith in just, like, straight up, like, this Cincinnati defense is going to get a bunch of interceptions, because I didn't see it in camp, and I haven't seen it the last 2 years. So, yeah, I haven't yet talked myself into it. I might be there by kickoff, Dave.
I'm not going to be there
by kickoff.
And it's my, everybody that listens to us on a weekly basis is probably going to be like, when will Dave stop talking about 30 points per game? You know when I'll stop talking about it? When they actually start scoring 30 points per game.
Yeah.
So until they do, I think I'm going to go 34-24 Nebraska.
I don't know enough about their kicker. I don't. The conditions are expected to be, last I checked, pretty much perfect.
Beautiful, yeah.
60s, cloudy, like ideal conditions. So I don't know, but I guess maybe some of last week, watching what we watched last week, like watching teams just be sloppy offensively.
Oh yeah.
Keeps me in check a little bit.
The Farmageddon was. I feel like
raining.
The sloppiness
and they were
in
in
the first
Ireland.
half was rain induced, and they were both teams were much better in the second half. Kansas was surgical against Fresno State. My favorite game of the whole weekend was Stanford, Hawaii. It was amazing football. It's why I love college football. But yeah,
Is
it
Stanford
wasn't
going to win
like
a game?
no, I don't think so. I think when they lost that game, that had 0-12 written all over it. So, I hope two teams that, even though it's game one, like you said, conditions should be perfect. You got a lot of, especially on the offensive side for both teams, you have a lot of guys that have played. So I'm not anticipating like just a bunch of carelessness and sloppy play.
I think there's going to be some carelessness and sloppy play. I think it's unavoidable in week one. I think it's unavoidable. I'm not saying it's going to be like profound.
Right.
But I think there's going to be some level of it, I guess. I'm just wrestling with it, Dave. I don't know where I think the score ends. Maybe 28-24 Nebraska, 28-27.
If you pick UC, you've now made them 8-4 for the record.
I'm picking Nebraska. I'm just trying to decide on where I think the score is going to land. I'm not sure where the score is going to land. That's all. I'll go 28-27 Nebraska. They score a late touchdown. Cincinnati can't get in field goal range to kick the game-winning field goal as time expires.
There you go.
I don't know.
Pessimistic Chad and Dave.
What's the plan for tomorrow night?
Watch the game on my couch.
Just solo.
Yes, that's how
Solo dolo.
That's how I watch games.
I mean, is Will going to be there? Are you watching it with Will?
It's 9:00. He'll be asleep.
You're not going to let him stay up for the season opener?
Absolutely not. He's 6 years old. He doesn't give a shit.
I mean, I thought he'd be a diehard Bearcat by now.
No, he's more into basketball and golf than football. We were at the Bengals preseason game for a whole hour, which was enough time to eat food and go to the fan store. So,
not a big football guy yet.
Not yet.
A big football guy yet.
Not yet.
All right. Is it better playing Nebraska in week 0 instead of later in the season? Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
I think so. I mean,
Probably.
They've got
especially from the defensive standpoint of like, once you get into the season and your defensive line, you've got roles more defined. You know what guys are truly capable of, what they're not capable of, who can handle a 20 snap load versus a 50 snap load. Like, I think definitely that's the case. But works both ways. I mean, like, so I'm sure they would feel the same way.
I also they've got a new coordinator on defense. He was on staff last year, but he's new calling plays. Dana took over later in the year. Again, said that he kept the playbook.
I think the D coordinator took over calling the defense last year too.
Well, yeah, because clearly they had such an awesome season last year that it ramps them up for
remove both your offensive and defense, which I think the offensive coordinator is actually still on staff.
And then new special teams coordinator.
Yeah. A lot of news for the first game against a similar team.
Cincinnati has an advantage there. They have a new special teams coordinator, but Tyson Bites in year 2. Satterfield calls the offense. He's in year 3. Like, I think there's less. You've got Sorsby that's in his second year in the same system, not adjusting to Dana's system now in year 1. Does Dana know like what plays in his playbook that Dylan Raiola likes? Are we to that point? Because Sorsby has told us. He tells Satterfield, I like that play. I don't like that play. Like this one. Don't like that one. Like, they've already got that built in. Nebraska's still going to be developing some of that. So on 3rd and 5, is there a, something in the back pocket that they know we're going to go to this, and we're confident that it's going to work. So and one wide receiver returning, none of the tight ends returning. Does he have the confidence on a 3rd and 5? I'm going to stick this in there, and this guy's going to catch it. So there's a lot of new with Nebraska that when people talk about this game, I don't think is being talked about enough. I think, especially nationally, it's just Nebraska's playing Cincinnati. We're going to pick Nebraska.
Right.
And maybe I was a little caught up by that when initially picking this game, but I made my pick. I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to change my pick just because I'm more enlightened now about Nebraska than maybe I was 7 days ago.
Right. And part of that, and I feel the same way, but part of that also why I'm picked it the way I did was that learning that about them doesn't change the fact of the questions that we have about us. It might give us reason to think that we could take advantage of some situations based on what we've learned. But especially on defense, anything that I learned about Nebraska's offense hasn't told me that, oh yeah, this defensive line is going to just dismantle the quarterback, or this secondary is going to be able to run and cover and take the ball away. So, it's those questions are still out there regardless of what we've learned about in the last couple days. So, I think the overall, if you want to call it national perspective, is a heavy lean that I think is maybe a little unwarranted, but, it's not totally unfounded. And it's up to UC to go in there and in what it will essentially be a road game. I mean, we all know that. Go in there and prove some doubters.
Yeah. All right. Let's timestamp it. That timestamp brought to you by Turtles Brew. 6% ABV, 6% ABV, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, gluten-free. It's a great tailgate drink. It's a bourbon-infused sweet tea. It's got cherry lime, raspberry peach, orange vanilla, lemonade tea, and strawberry mint. You can find it in over 50 locations in Greater Cincinnati, more than 100 around the state of Ohio, and hopefully some new locations added here soon. I'm excited to tell you guys about that when I get the thumbs up. Go to turtlesbrew.com for information and locations nearest you. I guess Grant is a Nebraska fan joining us. Hi, Grant. The
or
new
he
DC
just
was on
is
staff.
a UC fan that knows a shit ton about Nebraska.
Well, he says he's not concerned about the defense other than the D-line being a little new. A little new.
Seems a lot new to me.
A little new would seem to be a bit of an undersell, Grant.
From the outside. What do I know? I don't have any Runzas coursing through my veins right now.
Nope, GBR. Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it. Let's take a look back.
Appreciate them watching that.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Love it.
Any thoughts on the 2 Big 12 games from the previous week?
No, none.
Iowa State beating Kansas State. Kansas looking really good against Fresno. Is Fresno any good?
EJ Warner is their quarterback, who I think played against us at Temple, as a true freshman.
I remember that.
And he looked like he was 14 and weighed 147 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he should have been the kicker.
Yeah. No, I don't have him. I did not get to watch much of Farmageddon because we were at the Bengals game. So
I was at a volleyball tournament, so I followed it on my phone.
I saw the end. Didn't see the sloppy first half, and then what was I watching? And I was watching some of the Kansas game, but then was also watching something else. I mean, that Kansas game was predictable. Reopening stadium, Jalen Daniels back healthy against, Fresno, who I don't know how good or bad they're going to be, but they looked good, at the beginning, put it on them quick and kind of coasted, it seemed like, in the second half. So, no. I thought Kansas State was the better team. Like, I needed to be sold more on Iowa State, but I mean, I just don't know how much that first half got both teams off track, and then Iowa State just kind of found it a little bit in the second half. I mean, the real fight was clearly in the parking lot, not inside the stadium.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. The dad and the son, a little heated after the game. You're in Dublin, little kerfuffle in the street.
I mean, how many Guinnesses was that deep?
It had to be a lot. I do worry a little bit with Kansas not in the too distant future. If that offense looks like it did 2 years ago, they're a problem.
Yeah.
Like, they're a legitimate, because I think their defense is pretty strong. So, Dave, do you think Kansas State still misses their offensive coordinator?
I don't know. It's one game in Ireland.
In the rain.
In the rain. I mean,
on a soccer pitch.
I mean, Dylan Edwards getting hurt early in that game was probably more of a bigger deal than Colin Klein not being there.
Yeah.
Who
fair.
Apparently Dylan Edwards is out potentially multiple weeks, sounds like.
Yeah, and that's critical for K-State because he's awesome.
Yeah, he's fast.
Awesome. He's fast. So
yeah.
I know Aaron's a big Avery Johnson guy. They've got similar haircuts. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything from what I did kind of check on highlights and stuff that made me change my opinion of Rocco Becht. I still think he looked like just a guy. He had one really good throw on a touchdown.
Yeah.
But other than that, Kansas is the one that jumped out at me. Maybe because it's more close to where we are than the Iowa State game, which is the week after. But seeing Jalen Daniels and that offense kind of click.
Well, it was very clean right out of the gate. It was very precision. Like, it was a lot of, like you said, it was a lot of what they did 2 years ago when he was healthy and Andy Kolnicki was their offensive coordinator. Like, it felt like a lot like that.
And I think Lance Leopold's a really good coach.
Yes.
So, I mean, we'll see. You got a 6-pack? Are we doing a 6-pack again?
Oh God, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, Clemson LSU. There's your 6-pack. Drink all 6 beers watching Clemson LSU Saturday night.
Does Brian Kelly get the season opener jinx off the snide?
I don't think so. I think Clemson is, and you can't say sneaky. I think they're going to be really freaking good this year. I don't think so. I think Dabo is gonna. I think Dabo is gonna be able to do a little chest puffing this year about the portal, because I think he's got himself a squad now. And when they are kicking the crap out of everybody in the ACC, I don't think he'll be shy to say that. See, we did this without bringing in 30 new guys. We did it the Clemson way. So no, that is the game. I know Florida State, or not Florida State, but why did I say that? Texas, Ohio State is certainly the the one that is getting the most attention right now, but I'm most interested and excited to watch the Clemson LSU game.
Auburn and Baylor.
Friday night. That's a great Friday nighter. A lot of people like Auburn. That's a sneaky good game. Love Baylor's three-headed monster. Auburn's got some. If Eric Singleton is fully healthy, Cam Coleman and him for Auburn are two really good wide receivers. Now, they also have Jackson Arnold at quarterback now, so we'll see how that goes. But, I mean, they've loaded up. They've got a first-rounder at D end. They've got a potential first-rounder at left tackle. So that should be a fun one. I don't know who else is. What other game am I? Are there any other major ones I'm missing?
What? North Carolina and TCU.
To me, that really only has hype because of Belichick. Like, the game itself doesn't really interest me that much, if I'm being honest. Like, I think the eyeballs are for what does Bill Belichick's team look like, and that's completely understandable. So, other than that element of it, though, I'm not really into it. How about
Miami?
How about tomorrow night? Chuck Martin could do one of the funnier things.
Yeah.
Going up to Madison.
Take out Luke.
Start that $37 million buyout collection plate being passed around before Labor Day.
Rare Music Page wants to know if he can call in to debate us. Then question mark.
A question if he would like to debate.
What would you like to debate? Rare Music Page.
We don't have a call-in line.
And I'm certainly not going to bring you on live into the show. I mean, that would be funny.
Alabama, Florida State. I think that could be ugly. I think Bama's kind of being slept on right now.
There's a lot of people not very high on Bama.
I think they're going to be good. Like, if the quarterback, Ty Simpson, if the quarterback is good, then I think they can be good. Do you think Marcus has a QB problem at Notre Dame? I can't say if he has a QB problem because I don't know CJ Carr, I don't know what he's going to be. I mean, they got two really, really highly touted guys. So,
I think it's funny, Rare Music Page, when people type something like that and they can't use there correctly. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
That wasn't a Husker fan. That was just a bot, unfortunately.
Oh, well, I wish he would have come with some college football questions.
Me too. I was ready. But he wanted to tell us that our YouTube page was headed somewhere. THERE.
That's fine. Toledo, Kentucky is a sneaky one that I'm watching for the comedic relief of it.
Yeah, I mean, if Kentucky, it sounds like they don't have a quarterback.
I don't think they're going to win a SEC game. I'll just throw that out there now.
Is their defense supposed to be any good? Like, usually they've at least got some defense.
I don't know. They're 8.5 point favorites
at home against Toledo.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, that's not where you want to start.
Their starting quarterback has beaten Alabama, though. Zach Calzada, when he was at Texas A&M, did beat Alabama. He also then transferred to Incarnate Word, I think.
And now to Kentucky.
And maybe in his 7th year also. There are some 7th years still somehow hanging around.
I think from what I've seen, like the Kentucky folk think the true freshman should be starting.
Maybe he should.
Cutter Boley.
No, Cutter Boley.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you see that Jackson Dart's younger brother's name is Diesel Dart?
Outstanding.
He's got to be an SEC quarterback.
Outstanding. Love it. Dave, here's a good one for you.
Yes.
3 schools. Okay.
3 schools.
3 schools. I'll give you the 3 schools in a minute. Georgia, Florida, and Ohio State.
Okay.
All reached NIL deals with Chipotle.
Yeah, saw that.
And all of their student athletes, the entire athletic department gets a card that's good for free Chipotle during their season.
Okay.
How much are the nutritionists, the people that are trying to watch what these kids are eating, freaking out that they've now all got free Chipotle like off of the meal plan every day?
Probably a lot.
Also, if you could get if you could pick a fast food, fast casual place to get a card where you could eat for free the entire football season, where would it be?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be Chipotle for me. I think it's very overrated.
Yeah, I had Chipotle tonight. It was okay. It's all right.
Fast casual. I really like City Bird.
City Bird's good.
I like Corrido. If I'm going that, although they took away something from the menu that I really liked the buffalo chicken wrap, but they took away the blue cheese and their ranch has like lime or like lemon flavor in it, so it doesn't work with the buffalo chicken. So I don't understand what they did there. Skyline is fast casual. Be hammering me some Conies, that's for sure.
How many days in a week can you eat Skyline?
Conies, I could eat them every day.
Every day?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that would be advisable for my overall health and well-being. I could go twice a week on Cincinnati chili. Conies, because I don't eat the spaghetti. I don't eat the Ways. I just eat the Conies.
Yeah.
So
I think I would go Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's is a good choice.
Because you can go hot.
Right. Penn Station would be very high on my list.
Penn Station I don't know how many days in a week I could eat it. I can't do cold Penn Station because the bread is just not good if it's not heated.
I gotta give it a shout out. I hope it's talky. I'm also repping Detroit tonight, so I hope everything's going good up there.
Go-to source from Detroit.
Hey, by the way, it's 1 meal per week, not every day for the season.
Okay.
Each player and walk-on gets 1 meal a week.
Can you do like the triple steak, double chicken bowl thing?
I don't make the rules, and quite frankly, I don't care about those 3 programs. So
no.
Randy says Chick-fil-A, Dave.
Be up there. I could eat Chick-fil-A once a week.
I don't mind Chick-fil-A.
Giving it to me for free, I can pretty much eat almost anything once a week.
That changes the whole thing. Once a week, pretty much anything.
Right.
Once a week. I'll eat most anything once a week.
Yeah. I'm not going to be, you're going to give me this.
Canes. That shit is trash.
You're not going to give me this for free? Then I'm not eating it.
Right. I mean, once a week, I could work in but if it was the meal, you every day, that limits the selection.
Yeah.
Like every day, I could probably do some variation at Jersey Mike's most every day.
It's a lot
probably wouldn't be great.
A lot of sodium.
A lot of carbs. Probably wouldn't be great for the diet, but I could find something I want. Essentially, I think at Jersey Mike's pretty much every day. Chick-fil-A, there's not a whole lot of option at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's chicken.
Just fried chicken over and over and over and over. My daughter could eat it 7 days a week. I don't. 3 things, Dave. Chipotle, Cane's, Chick-fil-A. she could live on that and that alone for the rest of her life. I don't get it.
Broaden those horizons.
The new red helmets, Dave. Red helms. Red Cincy logo, the Cincy script. They're all right.
I'm going to have a controversial take here.
Don't like them?
It's not that I don't like them. They should not be wearing them tomorrow.
It looks like they might be in red tomorrow.
Well, why wouldn't? I mean, you mean to tell me that they revealed this whole thing the day before the game and then might wear a different uniform?
Might wear it next week for the home game. That we haven't seen the uniform reveal, like a
be
video
fine.
like we normally
I feel
do.
like that was what we saw today.
Okay.
I mean, maybe
it's just it looks different this year than it has.
Yeah. I don't like this. To me is like you wear black. The other team is white and red, and you're on the road. Like, wear your blacks.
No, they're home.
Okay.
They are the home team, Dave.
Then wear your blacks. College football doesn't matter where you are. Like, everybody has 9,000 uniforms. They pick the ones they want to wear, and then they tell the other team, this is what we're wearing. Change your, set yours accordingly. I mean, I think the helmets are sweet. But
you're going to have a stadium full of red, and UC is going to be the team in red. That'll be funny.
I also have this very idiocentric thing where I don't like visually. My eye does not like when two teams play and their colors are red and white. I don't know what it is. I think it looks bad.
So like UC's in red, Nebraska's in white.
Don't like it at all.
You don't like it?
No.
Okay.
I would wear blacks. But I think the helmets are sweet. Although part of the reason that I guess maybe you couldn't get like red chin straps and buckles, but like part of the reason I love some element of the new uniforms I love so much is like on the white helmets, the buckles are white too. Where they used to be black.
Yeah.
But I noticed on these helmets, the buckles were black. So maybe they just don't make them in red or couldn't get them in red or something.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah.
That is.
I think I like them. I just wouldn't wear them tomorrow.
I don't love the Cincy script. It's okay.
Yeah.
I love the Seapaw. I'm a Seapaw guy.
It's good.
I felt the same way in basketball. Like I get it. They don't look bad. I don't dislike them.
No.
But I'm a Seapaw guy, and I guess that would also tie into wear black.
Yeah.
Wear black. Anyhow, all right. I don't have anything else left. Do you?
Aren't you going to be at some event tomorrow night? Don't you want to?
Yeah, I promoted it at the beginning. I promoted it heavily at the beginning. You just weren't listening when I did my intro, apparently.
Do you want to promote it again?
Yeah, we're going to be at the Holy Grail, 9:00 kickoff. Cincy Light will be joining us. There will be drink specials on Cincy Light. We will have giveaways throughout, including at the end of every quarter. We'll be giving something away. So a lot of merch, a lot of good Cincy Light stuff. And come down and join us. It's going to be a good time. Get to watch the Bearcats take on the Cornhuskers live at the Holy Grail tomorrow night, 9:00, ESPN. So there you go.
I will not be there.
You will not.
Because I don't go to these things. Maybe I should start. Maybe I'm the problem.
You haven't been to the Holy Grail. When you did come to one at a previous stop and they lost.
Yeah, we lost to Temple.
I believe to Matt Rule.
It might have been. Was it Matt Rule or Jeff Collins? Maybe Matt Rule. It was a while ago. I mean, that was Taft's Brewporium.
Yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it might have been. Well, Matt Rule left there in what, 16?
I don't know. He went to the Panther. He went to Baylor, then went to the
For 3
NFL,
years.
then went
For 2
to
years.
now he's in Nebraska.
3 more years.
Speaking of Matt Rule, what do you think about him having a podcast?
whatever. I don't know. What do you think?
I personally, I would think that is ridiculous if one of my coaches had a podcast.
I need to hear it.
Not that I got, because I'm not in the camp of like you should spend every waking moment and sleep on your office floor and all that stuff. Like, but like if you've got time for a podcast, like just go spend that hour with your family. Like,
yeah, I get that.
It's like,
I get that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't expect you to spend that at 1 extra hour like game planning, but like,
here's the thing.
it kind of gives off an image of like, I don't know. I'm not as like totally locked in as I could be.
I need to like hear it. Like, what are we talking about on the podcast? Is it like Sean Miller, where he was just lying to people out of his teeth every time that he opened his fat mouth? That's no fun anymore. Now they hate him. Do I have to like Sean Miller now?
No. Why would you have to like him?
Because they hate him with the fiber of their being. If I became a big Sean Miller guy, it would annoy them. I might openly start cheering for Texas on Twitter. We just
do like the Texas minute during basketball season of every podcast.
Yeah. Like what's going on at Texas? How's Sean doing? Problem is, I think he's gonna stink. Like I think this is all passed him by. I think he's washed. I think everybody can cheat now. Like you notice that the guys that like were known for cheating, now that everybody's cheating, they're not doing as well, except for Bruce Pearl.
I don't know. Baylor's still pretty good.
Yeah. He wasn't as bad as some others.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl's rocking and rolling.
Bill Self. Kansas don't look quite like Kansas in the NIL era, do they?
Leonard Hamilton retired.
Hunter Dickinson? Yeah. Maybe I'm a big Sean Miller guy now. Anyhow.
You should put that in your like Twitter bio. Big Sean
Miller guy. I'm not ready to go that far. I thought about for a second. I couldn't do it. I never liked that guy to begin with. I can't lie about it and do that now.
Does their site, like our site, do they do a similar thing that we do, like a show like this?
Texas?
No, X.
Oh, I don't know.
I was gonna say you could jump in the chat for theirs at every basketball and being like, see that Texas game?
I think they're a big like Twitter Spaces community. They love Twitter Spaces where nobody makes any money. Dumbest shit I've ever heard. I'm not doing this for free. I don't like you guys. I mean, I like you guys, but I'm not. No. Anyhow, that's gonna wrap it up. I think we're good. I think we've touched all the bases, and it is time to move on. Dave, we are 23 hours and 21 minutes away from kickoff.
You're damn right about that, Randy.
Sat needs a signature win. It's going out on a limb. You're going out on a limb there, Randy. Arizona State. That was the big win.
Yeah, we saw how much that mattered the rest of the year.
See you Friday morning. Aaron and I will be here whenever I get home from the Holy Grail. Aaron and I will be live to react either way. Aaron, are you going to be able to get a nap in tomorrow? You going to get a napper?
Rachel's off tomorrow, so I'm all the way in on a little nap ski. And then she only works
at transistor radio.
No, I got the Reds game on my iPad right here.
Oh, I thought you had like a transistor radio sitting.
You guys are still paying attention. You're still paying attention to that?
I have radio tomorrow. I'm in for Tony tomorrow. I have to.
Well, they'll be 4.5 back once you get to the office, so
probably still 3.5 back, but maybe 4.5. We'll see.
Well,
they haven't imploded yet.
The Mets won 6-0.
I know. The Reds are up 1-0. Bottom of the fourth. We haven't had an implosion yet.
Plenty of time. Maybe they'll bunt some more.
The guy who bunted yesterday hit a home run today. Weird.
Yeah. All right, that's going to wrap it up. We will see you next week. The Bearcats will be 1-0. They'll be 0-1. Dave and I will be here to talk about it. That's the BCJ Podcast, brought to you by the Holy Grail, live from the Cincy Light studios right here on BearcatJournal.com.